let's go in and see if this one's a fucking bop or if it's more than your grand's bed sheets after a night on the sauce. Hi guys, it's markabusi here, and today we're doing the album reaction for Arirang by BTS, the new album that BTS have done since they came out of the military and that. So straight off the bat, I suspected this album was going to be more violent. But I've got stuff to say. I'm going to read it. Arirang is Korea's most beloved folk song with thousands of variations and versions. What? How many fucking songs on this album? The song is estimated to be more than 600 years old and holds a unique place in Korean identity. It encapsulates what Koreans call Han, a complex emotion of deep-seated sorrow, longing and collective grief mixed with resilience and hope. Well, that's on the fucking emo scale straight away. That's crazy. The song's ability to adapt and evolve made it a vessel for expressing collective experiences of displacement, separation, and hope for reunion. So, that sounds fucking cheerful. That's gonna be great. Nah, I don't know about that. Right, that sounds absolutely fucking crazy. But, so it's their first album since they were in the military. Now, I don't even think they were fighting any cunt. So really, what were they actually doing when they were in the military? Just kicking about. If they joined the military now, I'd be concerned for them. But, you know, that's fine. This is being recorded live on Twitch. Hi Twitch guys, how yous doing? The entire thing is going to be going up unedited on Patreon. Hello Patreon members. Those of you who are currently watching it on YouTube, you're going to be watching a heavily edited and redacted version. Think Jeffrey Epstein files. What you get to see, what the FBI gets to see, is the Patreon version. And Twitch is getting the actual island. And we're going to go in, we're going to listen to and we're going to listen to every song, right? And then we're going to put the songs on the emo scale, and we're going to mark them out of 10, right? And then by the time we get to the end of the album, we'll take each score, divide that by 14, because that's how many songs is on the album, and that will give us a generic score for the album. That's how we're going to do it, right? The first song is called Body to Body. I have been told I have to read this out before we go in and do this. So let's scroll up and see what I have to know about this. Body to Body. BTS playfully mentioned Hand in Hand, the official theme song of the 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul, as inspiration. The lyrics of Hand in Hand are built on the central themes of unity, harmony, hope, and a dismantling of barriers. So, this song is about the fall of the Berlin Wall. We're going to go in, we're going to listen to it, we're going to see how BTS has managed to discuss geopolitics since the late 80s. And we're going to see how emo that ends up translating as. And if there's a hat, it gets more points. And if there's no any hats mentioned, it gets less points. I'm listening to the English translation lyric videos, which are almost certainly going to be incorrect. So that's going to fuck me over. And anybody that doesn't like that, well, that's tough. Right? Are we on board? Yes. Gonna go and listen to the first song? Yes. Cool. Bora hey ya cunts. Let's go.
What you need, Twan?
The wee wasp that's singing in the background's quite cool. I quite like that. That's right. That's cool.
I need. What you need, Twan? What you need? I need the whole steady in the trunk. Put your phone down, let's get out the front. I got my eyes on the row in the front. The vibe is high, feet beat blunt. The vibe is high, let the builder. Big deal from everywhere to Korea. 총칼기보다 좀 길어. 흰 수면 짧은 중간은 비워. It's speaking in real life. 말 치면 따져 내려나게 하마. Happen. 좀더 가까이 와 skin to skin.
I need somebody to body all of your body beside me. Somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like.
I can't just say I'm genuinely quite liking the mood of this song. Like, musically, it's obviously right. They've come from their kind of hip hop background, so the drums have got merry a punch, but mood wise and thematically, musically, it's quite similar to the Midnight's album by Taylor Swift. And I'm not saying lyrically it's similar or melodically it's similar, but instrumentally it's got the same kind of like feeling and sound. And that's my favourite Taylor Swift album because I really like that mood and that vibe that's built. And the drums are more punchier in this, so it's quite cool. Like, I love the rap, no particularly. But musically, I quite like it. And this is so far it's no terrible for like a rap based BTS song. It's not terrible. Oh, that bit's cool. No, that bit's cool.
It's so tight.
That bit was cool. I like that. I like how short and sweet that was. That was fucking cool. Right, okay. That bit's, yeah.
It's so
That's
tight.
cool.
I mean, no inside. I mean, 우리만의 style. I mean, we living the life. 두 눈을 감지 않은 내 밤. 솟구치는 결의 마음. Be a body. You could see about it, or you read about it.
Right, is it just me or is this actually cool as fuck? And it is exclusively the drums. Like, the drums make it cool as fuck. Oh, okay. No, like, I don't, like, the singing's in this, and this is gonna sound like blasphemy, whatever. It's, the singing's kind of secondary, other than in the chorus where I do like it, but in these parts, it's just vibe, and the production on it's fucking excellent. Ah, okay, right.
We living the life. 두 눈을 감지 않은 내 밤.
And I really like the wee fucking sample.
Be a body. You could see about it, or you read about it. I need somebody to body all of your body beside me.
Somebody like you, somebody like you, oh, somebody like you, somebody like everybody like you.
Right, I should clarify. Everybody that's a wee bit confused as to why I'm liking that wee wasp thing, as I'm calling it, the wasp thing, is because I had a song. I've got a song on my first album called The Wasp, and my original version of that song that I made years ago on GarageBand, I did the same thing that's on this song. I went, recorded me just going, and then pitched it up. So it was like, and then just used that all the way through to do the melody line, and then did the rest of the song round about it. And it's kind of reminded me of that, but this one's done much more professionally, much more better than how I did it. But it's given me a bit of kind of like nostalgia, I suppose, which is why I'm quite kind of liking it. Like, I know that I'm kind of like, I've pitched myself as like Midwest emo rock guy, but I do also quite like kind of my kind of ambient electronica, and I do like the occasional hip hop. I said in the last video that I did for BTS that I do quite like Wu-Tang Clan and Kendrick. So I do like some rap hip hop stuff, but it needs to be like the peak of rap. So it's kind of, yeah. But like sonically, this song's fucking banging. Yeah, and the tribal drums are good.
Somebody like you, somebody like everybody like you.
Right, so this is the bit where they're kind of relating it back to like the kind of like unofficial national anthem thing, and it's to kind of blend their messaging with the overall arching message of like the national anthem of like kind of unity and stuff, which is probably quite fitting since this is like the first song once they've got back together. So the whole song is like almost like a message to the fans about like, we're back now. And we're back and we're with you and we're all together again. That's cool. That's Onion-esque. I like that. Like, okay.
I need the whole city in the drum.
Yes.
Put your phone down, let's get all the fun. You at the side, the big elephant.
Right, okay, so basically that song to me seems almost exclusively like it was written to be the opener for the tour. That's it's the whole thing is to go, we're back, we're on tour now, you're here with us, strap in, you're about to get a fucking show. And I think that on its own would have been fine enough, but to then tie that in with like the kind of Korean national anthem, or I think like the unofficial national anthem, if it's whatever the one that is, to then kind of like harken it back to a national message of unity, like their national message of unity, is really fucking interesting and quite unique and quite well done. So yeah. Okay. Right, I'm gonna say because the singing was like, it was fine, right? The singing was fine. The rap, don't care about. It wasn't for me a major part of the song, but sonically, I thought it was fucking excellent. The drums in particular were an absolute mood. I'm scoring that an 8 out of 10 because I think they can do songs that are better. So I'm giving that one an 8. But, right, where does it land on the emo scale? This is the important bit. So, twinkly instrumentation. It wasn't that twinkly. It was done about here for twinkly instrumentation. And then emotive singing, it wasn't that emotive, but the messaging was quite emotive. So I'm going to say Body to Body goes about there. And we'll just put a 1. We'll put a 1 next to it so that we know that that's track 1. Okay? 1. The next song is Aliens. Let's go in and see if this one's a fucking bop or if it's more pish than your grand's bed sheets after a night on the sauce. Why is it no playing? Why are you no playing? What's happening now?
Mike Wilmer.
디스코 베이더 제목도 해 지루하고 따분해 모든 게 시간은 참 빨라 틱탁 스타일으로 힙합 도대체 뭘 더 고민해 태생부터 다른 세븐 에일리언스 우리 부러워하는 저 시빌리언스 굳이 설명하기 힙합 스타일으로 힙합 도대체 뭘 더 고민해
Hello dear new honey 방주저 흔들어줘 money Oh my god do I look too funny 뭐 어쩔래 just move for me yeah move for me
From the ghetto to the hot, 우리 배워 날, yeah we aliens. If you wanna hit my house, 좀 빠른 벗어나, yeah we aliens.
어쩜 그래
Shameless,
yeah 이래 차라리
aliens. 해는 동쪽에서 rising, aliens, aliens.
Nah, see, this is what I'm fucking talking about, because lyrically, this is significantly fucking better than Hooligans. I'll tell you why, right? Or the wee little there's all the wee little details in there. So, the whole thing is basically about them going, we're fucking back, and we don't really give a shit about your opinion on us or how you're gonna like. So right, I've spoke about this, and I spoke about this before about how like BTS aren't mainstream. They're fucking massive, but they're not mainstream. And the reason that they're not mainstream is because they're not here culturally accepted. I don't think. And I think there is an element of racism to it, possibly. And it's them basically going, I don't give a fuck if you think that we're different and you don't like it. We're here, you're gonna accept it, and you're gonna show us a bit of fucking respect, because we've earned it. And they're using things like, and I know that it's like culturally significant in Korea to take your shoes off when you enter somebody's house as a mark of respect. I would also actually argue that that's also a bit of a cultural respectful thing anywhere, because I take my shoes off when I enter somebody's house. But they're using like kind of domestic situations like that and kind of culturally specific situations like that to highlight their treatment and how they expect to be treated. And that's really cleverly done. And it's the layers to it, and the Hooligan kind of just didn't. Which is why, even though I'm not a huge fan of rap songs at the most of the times, when they do a rap song where it's got all the layers in the lyrics, I quite like it. Whereas Hooligan, that's what I'm saying, when the Hooligan left me cold, there was nothing in there really that on first listen for me to kind of like latch on to and kind of go, oh, that's what makes that song good. Whereas this, lyrically, is fucking genius. And I've now talked that long, I've forgotten what the actual song sounds like, so I can't talk about that yet. So I'll rewind a wee bit. Oh.
If you wanna hit my house, 좀 빠른 벗어나, yeah we aliens.
어쩜 그래
Shameless,
yeah 이래 차라리
aliens. 해는 동쪽에서 rising, aliens, aliens. 모든 걸 빠르게 매일 밤 세워내. Yeah, we living
talk about the business. Everybody know now where the K is. 어디까지 가니 이런 제길. 저주하니 아직 흉측대길. 빠른 기구생님 tell me how you feel. 영원 또 나밖에 못해봐 that is how we kill. 눈만 또 허버.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That was... I like RM. He's just a good boy. What a lad.
어디까지 가니 이런 제길. 저주하니 아직 흉측대길. 빠른 기구생님 tell me how you feel. 영원 또 나밖에 못해봐 that is how we kill. 눈만 또 허벌하게 큰 너희가 말하길.
Also, can I just say, right, that saying I am the only one that speaks English in Korean, nice. Just nice. it's just a nice fuck you. Also, right, you could find parallels between this and... I mean, there has been an unfortunate rise in racism in the West recently. Particularly driven by the media, but yeah, I can see that making things a bit more difficult for BTS to come back. Oh, because I mean, I don't know about you guys. You can let me know, but like, I know that they've announced a tour. Is it gone all right? Are they selling much tickets? Oh, so I know it's sold out, guys. I'm joking. I know it's sold out. For the guys that are watching on YouTube, every single fucking Twitch guy absolutely fell for that one. Use bit that one so bad. Anyway, right, you guys with the ridiculously big eyes, I'm getting called out. I've got wee mole eyes. I just use glasses to enlarge them so that you can see it.
저주하니 아직 흉측대길. 빠른 기구생님 tell me how you feel. 영원 또 나밖에 못해봐 that is how we kill. 눈만 또 허벌하게 큰 너희가 말하길. Are they for real? For real?
Hell of the year, new honey. 박수쳐 흔들어준 머리. Oh my god, do I look too funny? 뭐 어쩔래, just move for me, yeah, move for me.
From the ghetto to the high, 우리 보고 배운 날, yeah, we aliens. If you wanna hit my house, 신발은 벗어나, yeah, we aliens. 어쩜 그래, shameless. Yeah, 이래처럼 we aliens. 해는 동쪽에서 rising, aliens. Every minute, every day.
You know what? Actually, right, I do think there is actually political subtext, and I'm gonna say why. Right? We have to find the right line.
Yeah, 이래처럼 we aliens. 해는 동쪽에서 rising, aliens. Every minute, every day.
No, it's probably that. Watch and learn from us, yeah, we aliens. Right? I think that they are basically saying, like, that apparently this was written in America, right? So obviously, if they're in America and they're writing a song, they are in amongst the American fucking climate right now, which is, not to put too strong a point on it, fucked. And I suspect that what they're gonna saying is, in a way, but quite kind of subtly, we're quite respectful. Why don't you act like us? Like, you're sitting there and you're calling us aliens and you're mistreating us and you've got no respect for us. You should be more like we are. Because you guys are fucking mental. Let's just say that then now. Also, can I just take a moment to say fuck ICE and fuck Donald Trump? But yeah, I think there is, like, so I think there is a message from them personally to the media going, fuck you guys for the way that you treat us. We are going to be, like, absolutely, like, monolithically fucking successful regardless of how yous try to treat us. But there's also a thing of yous guys should actually look to us as an example of how to be, because the way that yous are acting towards people that are different from you is frankly fucking disgusting. And yous could learn a bit of respect. And I think most able-minded people would find that to be something that is quite agreeable in the present climate. And can I also just say, right, just as a British person, right, I voted Labour, right, and this is a weird tangent I'm going to go on, right, but bear with me, right, I voted Labour, right, I quite liked Keir Starmer, and then he got into power, and I was like, he's not really done much to live up to the fucking promise that he came in with, blah, 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 he's been, like, fine, but he's not been amazing, and then the Iran war kicked off, and I have got a newfound respect for that man, because, there's somebody who's actually just stood his ground, and he has been getting the fucking piss ripped out of him by Donald Trump, and he's just, like, and there's been a lot of, like, from the British media and from the scum with the pond telling him that he should be joining America and going to this war, and he's absolutely just fucking firmly foot in the ground going, I'm not doing it. It's not the right thing to do. Go fuck yourself, guys. And I have never been more fucking proud of a politician in my puff, because the pressure that man is under right now is enormous. And he is literally just like fucking Captain America. He's just planting his feet in the ground and going, no, I'm right, you move. And it's nice to see it. It's nice, it gives you some hope. But anyway, right.
If you wanna hit my house, 신발을 벗어나, yeah, we aliens. 어쩜 그래, shameless. Yeah, 이래처럼 we aliens. 해는 동쪽에서 rising, aliens,
Every minute, every day. 모두 everybody day. 매일 밤 every day. Yeah, we're living that.
aliens, aliens.
Every day. 모두 everybody day. 시대가 원해. Yeah, we're living that.
Aliens, aliens.
예위 내 노래 and say 노래 지금 무대 stand on it stand on it stand on it 예위 내 노래 and say 노래 지금 무대 stand on it stand on it stand on it
I'm not gonna lie, the last like minute of that song, I stopped paying attention to the lyrics completely because I noticed how weird the snare drum sounded. And I was too busy listening to what the fuck was going on with the snare drum. It felt like see how like when you hit a piano key, like the actual noise is made by a hammer hitting off a metal bar inside the piano. It felt like it was just like the piano bar. No, not the piano bar, like the piano hammer hitting off wood. Pitched right down and with some reverb added on it. And I don't know that that's what they've done, but it sounded that way. And it was like every second, like, so the first snare drum of the beat was like clipped, like really audibly, noticeably clipped. And then the second one had like a kind of like a ricochet effect sound. It was like kind of, and it had like a wee bit of reverb, and it was really fucking weird and quite unique for a snare drum sound. And it just captured my attention. I was like, I don't know how they've done that, but it is like from a musical production standpoint, really interesting how they've done that. That was cool as fuck. Because I really like what that song's about, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think lyrically, so far, it's the best song on the album. it's not as like inventive as Hooligan in terms of its production, and it's not as like powerful with its production as Body to Body, but it's really solid all the way through, and there is bits in the production where I thought was really interesting and quite, I don't know how they've done it, and I'm curious as to how they've done it. So yeah, I'm going to give that an 8, I think. I'm saving 10s for when the singing's at the forefront, and at the moment they've not done that. So I'm like, I'm saving my 10s because I feel like there's going to be songs that are going to, like, you can't go too high too soon. If I go and give that a 10, what if a song comes out that's like as good as Louder Than Bombs? What the fuck do I give it? Louder Than Bombs are a 15, but that's not the point, right? So twinkly instrumentation. I'm gonna say it right. Number 3 was about here. Actually, not lyrically. It's about there. Yeah. 3's about there. Right. Next song is, I've no fucking idea. FYA. Right. K. What the fuck? Why is it went massive? There we go. Right. The next one's FYA. Or, yeah. That buzzsaw in the background's mental. Okay.
Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Everything gas is fire. Oh, I see what you're saying. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire.
I mean, this is just a song for the club. If you're fucking steaming, you just be like, vibing. This is a 2 in the morning. You're absolutely pissed out your skull, and you're like, right, I'm just going to hit the fucking. I'm hitting the dance floor. That's it.
Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Everything gas is fire. No one's getting too close to fire.
Give me that gasoline. Give me that make me feel. Give me that make me sweat. Something I can't forget.
Burning out with my slime. Reading the flame go wild. It's still under the breath.
Club goes psycho, might take you viral. I go full thriller tonight. Club go crazy like Britney,
I like this bit.
baby. Hit me with it one more time.
That bit was cool, right? That bit was cool, and then it's about to come straight back in with American straight drum beat, which is also cool.
Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Yeah, everything gas is fire. Don't stand too close to fire. It's fire.
Rang that I kinda like this.
It's fire.
뜨거워 바이빙 완전 아주 뜨거워 무서워 한겨울에도 엉덩이 필요 없어 Raging 확 돌아 춤을 춰 쭈뼛 괴로워 말 고민해 딱 껴들어 번지고 들어
Club goes psycho, might take you viral.
I like this bit.
Thriller tonight. Club go crazy like Britney, baby. Hit me with it one more time.
Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Everything gas is fire. No one's getting too close to fire.
Oh, fucking breakdown. Yes.
It's fire. Everything lit is fire.
this is a fucking banger. It's just an absolute fucking. It's just fire. Huh? It's an absolute banger. Just a pure fucking club banger. The breakdown was dynamite. Yes. Okay, I'm in. Aye. Because this is like. It is very similar in a lot of ways to. Like. Fucking J-Hope's solo stuff. See when J-Hope was doing like the songs that I liked his from the Lollapalooza gig. It feels like that. I can imagine that when this comes on and they're doing it live, it's going to be absolutely fucking pumping. And like I said, if you've got a drink in you and you're sitting listening to this, you're like, yeah. And okay, is it the kind of song that I would sit at home and listen to? No. But you've got to judge the songs in the context of what they're written. And this is written as a club song. And it's written to be that live, when they've got all the choreograph and all that shit, it just fucking erupts. And in that way, it 100% does what it's saying it's going to do. Like, that's great. And it's also just fucking cool.
It's fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. You wanna dance on fire? Yeah. Everything gas is fire. Don't stand too close.
Okay. Right, I'm going to say, right, this is going to blow everybody's fucking mind, right? 10 out of 10. That song was cool as fuck, right? They went, let's write a song. This is how I'm picturing it in my head, right? They were sitting in a wee room together, right? A wee room, a wee bit like this, right? All 7 of them crammed into a wee tiny room, right? And one of them went, we need another song for the album. What should we do? And one went, why don't we make an absolute fucking banger? And they went, on it, lads. And then they come out with that cunt. It's just cool as fuck. Aye. No, I like that one. That, you know what, actually, I could have that one. See when I'm driving to work and it's like sunny and all that kind of shit and it's like a nice day. You could have your window down and have that fucking screaming out the car. Just vibing like a cunt. That was such a good song. Aye. Right. I will say, in terms of emo, right? Down there. It's no emo in the slightest. But it is a solid 10 out of 10. That's delightful. Right. I've had the cunt ripped at me. I've had the cunt ripped at me. Okay. I get a joke. Move on now. Fuck's sake. The sound of the divine bell of King Seongdeok, one of Korea's most revered historical artifacts. It was officially designated as South Korea's national treasure number 29, which is where the track gets its title. The bell is renowned for its resonance, and the track's 1 minute 37 runtime corresponds to the time it takes for the bell sound to completely fade out. Ten out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm telling you right now, right? 10 out of 10. And going up here. And I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why. Because they have been littering in amongst the songs hints of Korean culture and tying that directly into their story as becoming culturally significant, right? And so the resonance of the culturally significant bell mimics their cultural impact upon their return. So as much as it is just a track of being quite trolly, here's a fucking bell, I feel like the idea behind it is, here's like a minute and a half to just sit with just this one sound and the importance of this one sound, and that gives you the time to sit and think about BTS's impact on Korean culture and about how they have kind of almost single-handedly shaped a lot of people's ideas about Korean culture, and how they're shattering old kind of like cultural ideas and shifting their country into a new era, which seems like quite a fucking claim, but they kinda are. Like, when you think about like their journey and everything they've been up against, like they've been pushing against Korean culture since their inception, and they're now like monstrously fucking famous, and there's no stopping them. They're like an actual juggernaut, and that's got to have changed Korea. Like, there's no way that South Korea is not looking at BTS and going, we need to have a shift in our thinking regarding how we go about stuff. And they're also kind of forcing that upon the rest of the world. And the bell gives you time to sit and think about that and really drink that in, which is fucking beautiful. Yeah, okay, when I go back and listen to the song again, no. Does it deserve a Grammy? No. Is it fucking genius? Yes, 100%, 10 out of 10. Next fucking song, please. Let's go.